Hello everyone, good evening and welcome back to the Masters Championship. Tonight, something a bit different. It is going to be a Bahrain short. Most of the guys didn't like Mexico, so it was changed to Bahrain short, so it's going to be very interesting. Not a lot of people have done a short track on this game, so it's going to be interesting to see how everybody does get on. And you can see at the minute the lap times are pretty close. 3 guys on the 58 flats, and then there's also Matt in behind on the 58.1, so qualifying is going to be close between everybody. As you can see, the top 10 are only covered by just over 0.4 of a second, so that's pretty much what you want to see from everybody. But there only is 15 drivers tonight. There's a few people that couldn't make it, so, and then you have Graining as well that has come in as a reserve. So other than that, most of everybody else is pretty much here, but we're just going to see. I think a load of guys will probably end up getting 4 or 5 laps, and maybe even more, because it's that short of a track. They'll probably be getting a lot of laps in. Just going to see what Matt's like, because I think Matt's still on a flyer. Is he up on his time? Well, he's only 7 thousandths down, so if he can nail this last corner, he might have a chance of jumping himself up ahead of Scuba, but it needs to be an almighty last corner. As he comes across the line now, is Matt going to make an improvement? He does, and it is... No, he actually didn't make an improvement, sorry, he was a 58.2. Let me just see as well. Just want to check, there was a comment in the chat. It is Timo, so good to see you, Timo. Keep an eye on everybody else. Matter's right behind Matt. Matter might get a slipstream here. I think you're going to see a lot of guys going for about 3 or 4 laps just consistently. So as I said, it's a very short track. Matter comes up. Don't even know what the end of the sectors are, because you'll be coming up now to the end of sector 2, but it's because it's a short track, it's even further. So it's around this corner here now, but we'll see if Matter's going to make an improvement. It's looked pretty neat and tidy so far. Comes out at the end of sector 2. What's it going to be? It's a 10.5 up, so Matter's looking on to be challenging for maybe the second row of the grid here. Comes into the last corner, beautiful exit. Here he comes now as Dobby moves his way up into P4. What's Matter going to do? Matter goes into P3, and it's still very close, only 2 thousandths off getting on the front row of the grid, so it is close. This is what you want. Kieran Trapp as well moved up into P8 to keep him behind. He didn't know it was Bahrain short until literally he joined the lobby, so he had to jump in and get a setup pretty quickly. So if this is a TT setup, this could be very, very twitchy for the keeper, but we'll see how he gets on. It's very deep into turn 3. It's a very tricky corner, and he's backed out of the lap. Turn 3 is a very tricky corner, because it's probably the biggest traction zone apart from turn 1. It's just very easy to lose the back end. But John was currently half a tenth up on his lap so far. As I didn't even see, but Kelsper did move into 57.8, so Kelsper is poled by just over a tenth and a bit compared to Beastas. That just didn't pop up on the bottom of my screen, or else I just didn't see it. See how John gets on now at the end of sector 2. He was half a tenth up. John was now only 10 thousandths of a second up, so he has lost a wee bit of time in the middle sector. As he goes up into the last corner, Jono takes the last corner pretty beautifully. Traction's decent as well. As he comes across the line, is it going to jump him up? It doesn't jump him up, he still stays in P12, but he did improve on his lap time. Chubbs is in the pits grinning. It's a 59 flat, and he's probably going to come into the pits. No, he's not. I think he's probably going to start his lap. It's a 1:03. As it's such a short track, it's so hard to see who's going, but I think Beastas, is it Beastas or is it going to be Adam? I think it's going to be Adam. He's going to, I think, start his next lap. Yes, he is, so it'll be Beastas that'll actually finish the next lap. He's currently 17 thousandths up on his time. I think he's backed out of the lap. Yes, he has. So in behind, that's going to be Jono. Again, Jono's going to go for another run. See how he gets on. He's currently a 10.5 up on his time, so Jono's on for a good bit of an improvement here. The 10.5 will probably jump up in front of Kevin into P8. Last corner, I think he was a wee bit, I think it was worse than the last time he had it, but we'll see how John gets on. It's a 58.1, and it puts John into P7, so it's very, very, very close. Very close. As Kevin as well has invalidated, but he was a 10th up on his time, so Kevin could have been challenging for the front row of the grid. Here's the back out Wesker. We'll see how Wesker gets on. As his teammates, Adam's actually further on. Adam's currently just under 2 tenths up on his time. Can Adam squeeze himself ahead of Jono and Matt? And you bet he can. He's up into P7 as well. We'll see how Wesker gets on now. He goes into the last corner as well. Oh, it's a bit deep through the last corner. He's had to compromise his run. but he's still going to power through to the line. What's he going to do? It's going to be a 58.1 and Wesker's in the P11. And you have Greenan who's 3/10 down on his time at the minute. Can Greenan make a bit of improvement into the second sector? He's got a car ahead of him. I do believe that is the Mercedes, which is going to be either the keeper or Matt. They're getting well out of the way. And he's 3/10 down and it is the keeper, so I don't think Greenan is going to make an improvement. But Beastas is, it's not Beastas, it's actually Matter in behind and he's on an outlap. As Matt has went up in the P2 with a 57.9, so it's very close. 400th of a second. There's also a couple of guys in behind. I'm trying to catch as much people as possible. Dobby's on an outlap. The other Williams is Kelsper, he's also on an outlap. That is Adam, I think. He's coming into the pits. Williams, which is Scuba, so Scuba's getting a bit of a slipstream from Kelsper, so we're going to see how this goes. Don't know if this is... I think Scuba's actually kind of played this pretty well, I must say. But he needs to be very careful because he doesn't want to get too close to Kelsper, because if Kelsper makes a mistake it could compromise Scuba's run. See how it goes on. Exit from both of them is Kelsper's traction off that corner was absolutely fantastic. Caught Scuba a bit napping. We'll see. Scuba is currently a 10th.5 down, so despite being in Kelsper's slipstream it's not really working out. But we'll keep on board with Kelsper as this looks to be a good lap. He's currently 1,000 up on his time so far. Get a wee bit of a broadcast view just to see how he gets on. End of the second sector, how's he going to get? He is just under a 10th as he is trying to move on the straight to try and break the toe from Scuba, but I think Scuba's probably going to have backed out of it now, but he has got Dobby right behind him as well. Is Kelsper going to make an improvement? Yes, he is. 57.7 and Dobby's right in behind as well, and Dobby's moving that 59.9 which moves up into P3. Now Wesker's going to come across the line as well. He's 4/10 down on his time, so I think Wesker probably bolted into the pits. See, well, Kevin is a bit far back from his lap. Chubbs is currently finishing. Oh, a bit of traction loss out of the last corner. Is it going to compromise him much time? It is indeed, improved by a 10th and it jumps him ahead of Elvio Greenan. And then who have we got next? Kelsper. Matt's out of the way. Beastas is going to power through now to see how he gets on. Scuba's right behind that as well. Scuba's currently just under a 10th down on his time. Traction was fantastic off. Don't even know what turn that is, but he's still a 10th and a bit down as well, so he's not finding any improvement. Locks up into the last corner. It needs to be an almighty last sector, but I don't think he's going to do it. He's going to bolt into the pitch. Yes, he is. We'll see how Beastas gets on. He's currently a 10th.5 up on his time. Can't Beastas challenge Kelsper for pole position at the minute? He's going to be shy of maybe a couple of hundredths. I would say it's been a beautiful sequence of corners for Beastas, and he's 2.5 up, and he says he goes purple through the middle sector. So at this moment Beastas is looking nailed on for definitely the front row of the group, but whether to be Kelsper or not I'm not sure. Oh, and I say that he's lost it. Beastas has spotted that was going to be challenging Kelsper for pole position and he's lost it. He's going to have to do it again. Marsh coming into the pits. I think everybody else coming into the pits. Evergreen is wide. Kevin starting another lap. Jono's also spun. Is that out of the last corner as well? I think it is. So Beastas and Jono have both lost out of the last corner, and I think Kevin's the only one that's going to be on a lap so far. So we'll see how Kevin gets on. It's a very short lap, so you can even have enough time coming in with 2 minutes spare. Oh, traction was a bit tentative for Kevin. How's he going to get on? He's currently still a 10th up on his time at the minute. He's in a mighty second sector. Fast right-hander, flat out in 7th gear. Into 3rd gear. Beautiful traction. Is he going to be up on his time? He's 2.5 tenths up. It's going to put him into the 57s, but how far he's going to be, we will find out. Into the last corner, clip secure beautifully. Oh, and he's also spun it as well. There's 3 drivers have spun it into the last corner. And every single one of them was on for pretty much their PB and challenging for the front row of the grid. So the last corner's proving very tricky for everybody, as Adam Michael is pretty much the only driver on track to actually be doing a lap. See how he gets on in the broadcast view. Alfa Romeo looks pretty nice as he invalidated. But he was a 10.5 up, so it would have been putting Adam Michael into the 57s. So there's going to be a lot of drivers in the 57s this evening. As we have now Matt. coming in turn 1 into turn 2 and turn 3, which is probably the trickiest corner on this track, I would say. See how he navigates it, and navigates it absolutely beautifully. He has a Renault ahead of him, which I do believe is Kieran Trapp, who has decided to race this evening because he hasn't raced a short track on this game, and Matt is a bit wide. I think that's going to compromise him. He's doing a Max Verstappen and testing, hitting that corner. Oh, Matt's very tentative on the. He's very eager, happy on the throttle. I think he would probably bolt into the pits and go for one more run. We'll see how he gets on. He is going to make an improvement, but it's going to be an improvement just to jump him ahead of Merck, and it isn't. He's going to come into the pits. So we'll see. Wesker's going to be the next driver to start a lap. Beautiful shot. Chubbs is retired from the session, so Chubbs is calling it 58.1. Kieran Trapp's also calling it a 58.2, so these two guys are both down in the bottom half of the grid. See how Wesker gets on. It's been looking pretty decent so far. So the first sector and a half. As he comes to the end of the second sector, how is he going to get on? He is 7 thousandths up on his time, so it's not really going to move him up too much. So Wesker at the minute is struggling to find a lot of pace. We'll see, is he going to power through to the line? Yes, he is. DRS is wide open. It's a 58.1, and actually he found a hell of a lot of time in that last sector because it puts him ahead of Chubbs. Now it's all about who the hell is the first driver to start a lap. That is the question. I believe it is probably going to be Beastas. And Beastas is just under 2 tenths up on his time. I don't think he's going to have enough to challenge Kelsper, but he is going to get one more run at it. As he powers to the line, it's a 57.8. He's not too far behind, but he's close, but it's just not close enough. I think he might just cool down this lap and go for one more. His teammate Matters coming around the second sector now, and you also have the racing point of Merck starting his lap. You've also Jono actually finishing his lap, 10th and a half up. Jono move up into P9, the 58.0 to keep us. Also improved as well. Don't know if it's improved him up much. Dobby's just starting a lap, so is Kelsper in the background. That's Matter coming in the line. He's lost 3.5 tenths and is not going to make an improvement. As Wesker's powering again, start his final run. This is going to be Kelsper, I would say. He comes into the pits, so Kelsper's definitely made a mistake, as Evia Greenan up 58.1, so he finally got a decent lap on the board. Matt's starting his final run. Scuba's coming across the line. It's a 59.1, so he's going to go again. So I think everybody else pretty much going to go again, as Adamakos coming into the last corner now. A 10th up. Can he get himself into the 57s? So I'll jump him up a lot of positions. Oh, and he doesn't. It's a 58 flat 004. So he just wasn't. He was so close to the 57s, but couldn't do it. Beastas is backed out. So was Merck. This is Dobby coming across the last corner now. Is Dobby going to challenge his teammate? Oh, it's a 57.8, so he's close to his teammate, but not close enough. Beastas in the pits. Matter comes across. He's in the pits as well. What's Wesker going to do? He crosses the line. 58 flat to keep us in the pits as well. What's Matt going to do? Matt's a 10th and a half up. Can he challenge Kelsper for pole position? Oh, it's a 57.7. He's so close, but he just can't do it. Scuba's across the lane. He's a 57.9. What's Kevin going to do? He's into the pits. Oh, now Velfield Grinning, who is not going to go again. And I believe that is everybody else. All done and dusted. So back now, so as you can see, pretty much half a tenth covers the whole grid. That is what you want to see, especially around a short track like this. Like you would say half a second's a lot, but there is probably a few sections on the track you could actually gain a couple of tenths. So just tiny mistakes will just cost you a lot of positions, and quite frankly it has cost a few drivers a lot of positions as we get the please wait sign. So hopefully this is all beautifully and goes swimmingly. Oh, don't do this to me, please. Ah, there we go. Into the race we go. Good to see. Well, it looks like it's going to be a dry race anyway, lads. Do not tell me I have been talking this whole time and the mic has not worked. Do not tell me I have been talking this whole time. I think I've probably talked through this last about 14 laps and it has not. Because John's literally just messaged in chat saying no comms, so my mic has probably messed up, so I actually do apologise for that if that has happened. If it is working now, please write into the chat and let me know. John, I'm very sorry, man. I'm so sorry. The mic has just been playing up, man. I've been talking for so long without a commentary. So for anybody that's going to watch this, I think you maybe need to skip from maybe lap 12, lap 13, the whole way through to now. Maybe even longer. I do apologise. But yeah, I was just pretty much saying that everybody's been having a fantastic race so far. I was commenting on Kieran Chopp's race. He's went from P15 to P8. Or P15 to P7, sorry. Fantastic shuffling. Scuba's the first one out of the... Well, he's not the first one, actually. The keeper was the first one, but he's the first one out of the top 4, top 5 to actually bolt in. Automako was also bolted in as well. So is Scuba going over a set of mediums? He is. Automako, I'm assuming, is going over a set of mediums as well. Yes, he is. So with the 2 medium guys, Merck is 2 tenths behind Wesker, and Wesker's 8.2 behind Tequipa. So I think... Well, Wesker's actually an 18 lap old hards. I think Merck's going to make this move pretty easy. I'm just looking at the gaps at the front. The gaps are not close enough to make a move, so it's going to be interesting now to see how much time Scuba's going to close in, because he was only like 2 seconds off the lead, if maybe even less. And if he can nail this lap, he will have a strong chance of taking the lead of this Grand Prix. So we will just keep an eye on Scuba, because at the minute he was coming with 17.6. It is now 17 flat, so he has pulled 6 tenths out already. So he's absolutely flying. Is anybody in front? Kelsper's bolted, Beastas has stayed out, and Matt has also come in, and Dobby has stayed out. Dobby could not pit because his teammate was in. So we will see now how he gets on. Scuba coming around the last corner. Is he going to come out ahead of Matt and the Kelsper, as the two of them are bolting out of the pits now? Scuba's coming down the straight. I think he might actually do it, will he? Oh, he's not. He's right behind Kelsper, but he's jumped Matt. He has jumped Matt. Matt's not going to like that. And then behind as well, you see Automako was actually very close, and Kieran Chop has lost out a wee bit to Automako. And here we go. We have Dobby and Beastars both going to have to bolt in this lap, as Matter picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's what I was saying. One penalty will compromise you a lot of positions. I was saying that in the time that nobody could hear me. So yes, but you have seen that the top 2 have pitted. I'm pretty sure Matter's going to join that as well. He's actually not. Like, oh, because Beastars pitted, so he couldn't really join it. So Matter's going to have to go again. But I think Kelsper's going to jump these two quickly. Scuba's right behind Kelsper. Like, he has gained a lot in this phase. Matt has lost quite a bit. See what happens here now. Dobby's only coming out of the pits. Beastas is coming to the end. I think Kelsper's going to do this. Where is Beastas? He's only coming out of the pits, so Beastas has also lost out to Scuba and Matt. Oh, Beastas and Matt on the step aside. Oh, Beastas is trying to defend it, and he's managed to keep the position to Matt. He did not want to lose that either, and he's managed to stick it. Beastas has done very well, and Kieran Chop is 2.3 seconds behind Adam, and Matter still has the pit. So the Kieran Chop's actually lost out quite a bit in this phase to the pit stops, because Adam has just pulled out that gap quite further. Scuba's 6 tenths behind. Scuba actually could win this. The undercut will have helped him here. It has brought him right into play, and Matt is right behind Beastas. Beastas locks up into the final corner. Matt gets a decent launch. Every time Matt applies the power, it actually looks like he's going to spin. It gets me very worried. John was 2 tenths off his best time. Kieran Chop moves back up into P7. John moves back into P8. Matter's gonna... Is he going to lose to the keeper? He is not going to lose to the keeper. But Merck is closing that gap to the keeper quite quickly. Well, the keeper's right behind Matter. So the keeper's undercut has worked out quite a bit, as Scuba's only 3.5 tenths behind Kelsper. So we'll see how this goes on. Kieran Top's starting to lose a bit of time now to Adam, so Adam's just managed to pull away in the second phase. Once you're out of the DRS, it's very hard to get back in it. We'll see now, Callum Scuba make a move for the lead. Here we go. Is he going to be close enough? Calsper's not going to use any ERS. He's got 40%. Scuba has 19. Scuba's not going to make the move. You've also got Matt right behind as well, and Adam right behind Dobby. So Adam is looking on for a very, very, very strong result this evening. Jono is keeping a steady gap to Kieran Trapp, but he's just not close enough to get the grunt of the DRS. And to be fair, Merc on the mediums is not actually closing the gap quickly to the keeper as I would have expected. But Grainan is right behind Wesker, and Grainan's on 23 lap old soft tyres, so it looks like the soft tyres can go quite a long distance. So everybody else pretty much went 25, 24 laps. Scuba's 8 tenths behind, still not close enough to make the move. Matt right in behind as well. And Michael as well. Give me 2 seconds, lads. I have something to do here quickly. I've just seen something that I need to do. Where is it? Shit. Bollocks. I did the friggin' wrong thing. There we go. I should do it there. Right, so what I missed in that whole big kerfuffle is what I was doing was Scuba has now dropped out of, well, it says he's dropped out of the DRS, but he's actually still in it, so he must have been in the detection zone. Beastas can't close that gap in. Matt's just sticking right behind him, and then Dobby can't close the gap into Matt, so the pit stops are starting to veer out quite a bit, as a while Mr. Joe Corboy has joined me and is going to come into the lobby here very quickly to keep me company.
Whoa, hold up. Oh, hi everyone, sorry.
Jesus, Joe. Joe, you sound very low, but did you get a new mic?
No. No, sorry, jeez, no, sorry.
Why do I feel like you're talking through your phone?
I'm not, it's my headset, like, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, like, you're not the loud Joe that I was used to hearing.
I'm only after coming back from a race, Dan, so, you know. Like,
how'd you get on?
I did all 3 cars in 45 minutes, so I'm happy.
There you go.
How's this race going?
It's been pretty good, to be fair. Apart from the fact that I went through about 7 or 8 laps without actually speaking, because my mic decided to take a shitter. I didn't actually know until John wrote into the chat to tell me that there was no comms, so that was fun. But yeah, it's been pretty close between everybody, to be fair. Like, it's a short track, so the gaps aren't really getting spread out too much.
Yeah. I was watching there on YouTube, I was watching the stream there. I seen when everyone pitted, like.
Yeah.
These guys came out behind Scuba, and Casper took the lead.
Stephen doing what Stephen does, is go for an undercut and try and gain a bit of time, and that's exactly what he's done. He's trying to size up a move here at Calsper, but he's just not going to be close enough. Calsper has, last time I actually looked before I invited you, Calsper had 45% DRS. He's now only got 15, so he has used quite a bit. And Beastas is starting to pull the gap to Matt, and Dobby's pulling the gap as well, so he's dragging at him as well. So, and I missed that Jono did overtake Kieran Trapp, so since since Cocker pitted, he hasn't been able to keep with Adam, so he's been struggling in the second half so far.
Yeah, it's between the top 6 because BSAS is pulling Matt and Dobby's pulling Adam, so it's between the top 6 really until someone F's up. You know.
I know, but it's going to be interesting because there actually isn't. It's because the Sacklo, as I say, well, Greenland's. I think he's retired in the pits. Yeah, he has retired in the pits and he's left the session, so there will be no safety car. But it's going to be interesting because how close everybody is. One penalty is going to drop someone a lot of positions, as Stephen is close enough to make a move and is not going to make it into turn 1.
Yeah, Stephen is saving a bit of ERS here. Calsper, you see, we're going down straight there. Calsper's back of his car, the red light flashing, like he's using up his ERS. Stephen's not really using it, like. Yeah,
Stephen's not using it, but to be fair, Matt out of the top 4 has the most. Beastas is running. Beastas is running very slim, very very slim.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Matt will have him next PRS because he is like definitely have no percent. Like look at this, like
he'll have no percent, but the only thing that will help him is staying in the DRS, which he's not going to be able to do. But look at the exit Stephen's got now. This should be the move here, and is Kelsper going to use his ERS? I don't think he's going to be able to use a lot of it. Stephen's not really using his either, so he's just happy enough to sit behind now. Or is he going to try and go for it on the inside? No, he is not. He's going to just comfortably sit in behind, which is quite surprising. I thought he would have tried to dart it up the inside.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But maybe just save the time. It's still early, like, you know. Still what? 15 laps, is it? Left?
No, Joe, 25.
That is great maths.
Jesus Christ. Full 100% race on a short track, but you never see anything like it before.
You wouldn't even see it on the radio.
No, you wouldn't. But Dobby,
so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Dobby's closing up as well to this pack.
He is. I was actually hoping that Jono was going to be pulled into this, but Jono's 7.5 seconds behind, so I can't see that happening. The keepers had a bit of a shambles because him and Wesker had a collision at lap 1. I'm just watching Wesker, like, if you're right on board with Wesker, just look behind. Casper and all's catching him at an alarming rate.
Get lapped. Oh, that's embarrassing. Stephen's coming here now, I think. Yeah, he's on.
No, he's not. Beastas was actually going for a wee look as well, just to let them know that he's there. And Dobby is so close to that DRS window, but it's just not close enough yet. Matt runs a bit wide into turn 3. Dobby gets a better exit.
Oh, he's in it now.
And I think he is in it. No, he isn't, because the detection point he was actually outside it, but he is in it now, so hopefully for the next one, as Merck has retired, that's in the pits as well, so he's had a bit of a shambles. Wesker's still going to prefer them. But yeah, the top 10 are still pretty close.
Yeah. BSS after saving up a good bit now. Well, a bit. Stephen nearly 0.5%, Matt nearly 3/4. Casper still having a shambles with the RS. But it's all going to be a slipstream down to turn 1.
Big man Wesker with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well. That's what you want to see. But look at this. This is going to Kelsper's going to get completely swamped here, I would say. And if Stephen uses ERS, Stephen would overtake him here a lot quicker. But I think he's just happy enough to sit him behind. But I tell you, Beastas is looking for a move. Stephen around the outside. It's close. Kelsper defends him. Beastas is right there as well. And I tell you, if Beastas gets one opportunity, he will go for it. That's one thing of Beastas. He's an opportunist. He will. And I'll say Sahundy though. Adam's actually not out of this either, because Adam can easily win this if he wants. So it'll be very. This is what you like to see. But you'd love just John and Cocker to be there as well. But
yeah, and Matter and the keeper.
You'd love them all just to be within. The only thing that'll help this now is a safety car. If it's a safety car, this will stay so close gaps for the rest of the Grand Prix, and I think everybody would probably pit for a set of softs as well. But we'll see here now. Stephen, if he gets a good exit, it's not really going to be close enough.
He's got a better one, I think.
Beastas isn't using any ERS as well. Matt's got the most ERS out of everybody in the top, out of the top 5. Stephen's going for it around the outside. Casper's trying to defend it. Oh, and Stephen just couldn't hang it around the outside, and Casper defends it once again. into turn 3. I think Stephen's waiting for the right opportunity to strike.
Yeah, like a line.
Yeah, I think if he stays this gap for the rest of the race, he'll probably do it the last lap or two and just go for it. Like Kelsper's going to get 30% ERS. If Stephen literally went overtake for 2 or 3 laps, I don't think Kelsper will be able to keep with him. But Matt's got 75%, so Matt's done a very, very, very good job of saving his ERS here, near 100%.
For once. Normally he'd be absolutely dirt-eyed. He's dirt-eyed.
I know he
left dropping off a bit there.
Yeah, he got a bit of a wiggle on coming out of the fast right-hander, which has compromised him, and now he's 4/10. If he uses... Yeah, Beastas is going to go for the move here. You see Beastas is using his ERS as well. Stephen's using it now to defend, but now he's trying to do...
Oh, 3 wide here, folks.
Oh, it's 3 wide. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, my God. Oh, Stephen spun, I think.
Oh, Matt.
Oh, Matt's come across.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was 3 wide. Oh, no. Stephen's retired from the race as well. And he's left the session. He's raging. Oh, 3 into 1 was just never going to go.
Never going to happen. Matt has damage, does he? Left side.
Yeah, he does. Oh, so unfortunate. And we were saying about Adam actually not being out of this. Adam is now in a prime position to strike. I think Beastas has also picked up from wing damage as well. I'm not sure about Kelsper. I think he might have got away with it. No, Beastas also might. I think also Beastas got away with it as well.
That's just unfortunate. Like.
There's a wee comment in the YouTube chat. Who was commenting now? Just the dog said that Beastas should have backed out of the move. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that one or not. I think Beastas might. You know, Beastas, like he's an opportunist. Like if he sees a chance, he's going to go for it. And it's just sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. I think it was very hard from the view that I seen because he was on the outside and he was pretty much off the track. And I think that's where Stephen got the contact, was the rear left, which is what spun him into Beastas. So maybe you could probably say it kind of was Beastas' fault, but as the guys were risking going 3 wide, it was always going to happen at some stage.
It was always going to happen.
So it's very hard to say. You need to just see the point of view of it just to actually decide. But to be fair, Jono has been pretty much out of this race, and he finds himself now in P5, and Kieran Trapp could have a chance of capitalising and getting into P5 as well.
Matt pitted obviously for hard,
which is quite a surprise. I thought Matt actually would have went for a set of softs. Mustn't have had any. I don't think he had any left from qualifying. So he had no choice but to go. I thought he would have went for another set of mediums, though. I think the mediums would have got him to the end easily. As Kieran Trapp's stuck right behind Jono, and it's not close enough to make a move, as the gap for the top 4 is still pretty close. I think Stephen's going to be absolutely fuming.
No, he will be, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, he's just wrote in the form as fuming. That's so unfortunate, because I think he was actually going to have he had the best chance of winning the race. That's just what happened.
Yeah, 100%.
But this gap at the front is still pretty close. Just nobody's close enough to make a move. And for some strange reason, something must be wrong with Beastas' DRS, because he didn't actually activate it, which is quite a surprise. So he's probably got a problem from him and Scuba colliding. And then Kieran Trapp's is stuck behind Jono, not being able to make a move. And we still have another 16.5 laps of this Grand Prix, which is always the fun thing of it. But yeah, that instant between Stephen and Kelsper and Beastas is going to be the talking point for the whole race. So it will be. But we'll see now what. I wonder if it'll be reported, because not a lot of people report incidents here. So I don't know what's going to happen. But it'll be an interesting one. Matter's going to drop down behind Takipa once the penalties are finished. Takipa's on 22 lap old hard, so he's still going, and I think he is going to get these about 39 laps, maybe even 40 laps, which is some bloody showing. Matt's 17.6 seconds behind. It has done a 1 minute flat, so I don't think Matt's still 4 tenths off Wesker's PB, which is at 59.6, as Matter has overtaken Kieran Trapp on the inside. Kieran Trapp is now down to P7. Oh, but Matter's went wide, and Kieran Trapp comes back and grabs the position right back again. But these two don't want to be fighting, because if they want to overtake Jono, they kind of have to work together to overtake him. But Jono's keeping himself pretty clean, pretty comfortable, and the top 4 are still all pretty close. There's no movement.
Matter is closing in, and Cocker here now. Moving down straight, get a better exit. Use overtake DRS. Oh, is he going?
Cocker's using his ear overtake. You can see it now. Here he comes like a steaming train on Jono. Down the inside. Matter's trying to go around the outside, and I think Cocker's making the move on Jono. Yes, Jono can't defend it, but Matter's there as well. Into turn 3 on the inside. Jono's going to hang it around the outside, but is not able to stick it. And Kieran Trapp moves up into P5, and Matter into P6, and Jono down to P7. And to keep us right behind this as well. So there's a wee bit of moves. I don't even think Cocker wanted to use his ERS. I just think he was trying to hold it, but the fact that Matter was using it on him, he had no choice but to use it, as Wesker has retired from the session in the pits.
What a clown. Just bring out a safety car and bring it all together like Wesker.
Went from 15 drivers down to 9. Beastas is close. It's close, but Matter's also close, and Kieran Trapp doesn't have DRS. Jono's trying to make this 3 wide. Are we going to see a repeat of what happened at the front? No, we're not, because Matter's backed out of it. Jono's on the inside. Oh, it's contact. Oh, Jono's lost it back in, and the keeper's got through. And he's went completely deep into turn 3, and Jono went from P7 down to P8. He was actually looking to make a move into P5, but just couldn't. So there's pretty much 2 trains happening here. If Matt could get himself up into this train, we'd have quite a fun battle, but he's currently 16 seconds behind, so I don't think that's going to happen. As Matter's he going to try to go fast right-hander, and Kieran Trapp, but he just used his ERS. Oh, Kieran Trapp, Matter side by side. Oh, I think Matter's going to get him. Kieran Trapp's hanging it in there.
Yeah, you get the ERS already.
Oh, Kieran Trapp has a beautiful switchback. Oh, but Matter's got good traction as well. You see Matter using his overtake. Kieran Trapp's only using his now, but he has the DRS. He's pretty much using all his overtake that he's got. He's going to go around the outside of turn 1. Is the move going to be... Is he going to stick it? It's around the outside. Matter's going to defend it. But Kieran Trapp has probably the better traction on the inside line for turn 2. But Matter's going to have the inside line for turn 3. Kieran Trapp blocks it off and keeps himself into P5. So it's a good scrap between these guys from 5th down to P8. And then you see Matter as well is trying to actually come back at him. So this is just pretty much just a ding dong. Whoever gets the DRS is just going for the move.
Boy. And Matt is closing up this little pack here. It was 16 seconds last lap. Now it's 14.9. 1 second then. Yeah,
as you were saying, it was 16 seconds down to 14.9. Oh, and it's after Beastas makes the move on Kelsper, but Kelsper tried to come back, but just couldn't. So Beastas has pounced and made the move. But yes, you were commenting actually about Matt. I think if Matt keeps closing it, there really is, he might catch with a few laps to go as Matter makes the move on Kieran Trapp again. So this is pretty much just whoever's at the front is losing the position to the person behind them. So Kieran Trapp will have pretty much probably overtake Matter again on the next lap if he can keep it close.
How long can the mediums go?
Well, the fact that the softs went 24 laps, I would assume the mediums can go over 30.
Okay.
The hards, I'm pretty sure the hards could do nearly the whole race if they wanted to.
Yeah, but they'd be very shy.
They would be, that's the only thing. I'm really, really surprised that Matt didn't have another set of mediums to actually chuck on in that yard, because he would have been closing quite quick. He would have been closing quicker on this pack. So I'm very, very, very surprised by that. But the top 4 are still relatively close. One penalty is going to drop either of these drivers down. Well, for Kelsper and Beastas, well, Dobby, it won't make much of a difference, neither for Adam. Matter's going to lose out pretty much 3 positions with his penalty. And Kieran Chop is quite far behind Matter now, but it's not close enough to make a move. Jono's not close enough, and the keeper's not close enough, so it's pretty much a stalemate at the minute between everybody.
Yeah, it is alright. But Matt is closing though. I don't think he'll get 13 seconds in 12 laps maybe? Second lap maybe? If the boys keep going at it. You won't know.
You never know. I think, well, he's got what? He's got about 13 laps and he's 13 and a half seconds behind. He needs to pull in about a second a lap.
Yeah.
Which, well, to be fair, the fact that it's a short track, to find a second on the guys in front is, no matter if they're battling or not, it's very hard to find that. But it's just going to be interesting. Like, out of the top 4, Dobby's got the most ERS. Kelsper's looking to try and go for the move again, but he is going to use a lot of his ERS now, but he's not really going to be close enough. Is he going to chuck it up the inside? You bet your backside he's going to chuck it. Beastas is going to defend it though. He runs wide. Kelsper gets the better momentum, and Kelsper makes the move on the fast left and right handers. So Kelsper's back into the lead. The Grand Prix has a much more ERS than Beastas, but Dobby's got the most, so it's when is Dobby actually going to start to utilise that ERS advantage that he has to try and make a bit of gains. Adam's still sticking there because of the DRS, but I just think in sheer pace I don't think he has it compared to the guys, the top 3, but the DRS is keeping him in play. I see it.
Something wrong with Beastas' DRS.
Well, sorry? Well, I think he must have a problem with it because it's not opening again.
Weird. Never seen that on this game.
Oh, I've said Adam's very close to Dobby there. Adam just got a fantastic launch out of turn 2, but Dobby had to use a wee bit of ERS just to give himself a wee tiny bit of breathing space. Kieran Tops fell out of the second window to Matter, so I think Matter's pretty much going to be gone, and then Kieran Tops still going to have Jono and the keeper to be contested with. And I love Jono's helmet. Jono's helmet's absolutely beautiful. Look at that.
Like, it's just like you're probably seeing that's blue and green and black and brown.
Yeah, sure. The Mercedes for me is red for me.
Is it?
Aye.
Jeez. You may get that.
I make it these days look that. But Adam tried to go for the move on Dobby. Dobby just had better traction. Oh, is Adam going to get a better switch back now? You can bet your ass he's definitely gonna. Is he using his ERS? Well, Dobby's using his, so I don't think Adam's going to be close enough despite having the DRS as well. Yeah, he's not going to be close enough to make the move. Beastas is still sticking right behind Kelsper. Well, Kieran Top lost another position to keep. I didn't even see that.
No,
so he's starting to fall down now to keep it. On them 30 lap old hard tires is actually starting to make gains now. So maybe round about lap 24 is when these mediums start to feel it a wee bit. Matt's got the gap to 12 seconds and there's 12 laps to go. So there's 9 laps to go. Oh, he's not going to catch that, and he's lifting it at the fast right hander as well. Because I just don't think he has the grip. So you can just see the gap from the front 4 to Matter is just 12.5 seconds. Is Jono close enough to Kieran Top? He is not close enough. Beastas, Dobby, Adam Echo. Dobby won his first race back in TMC, so that was a surprising winner. And can Adam be a surprising winner now as well? We'll find out, because Kelsper pretty much won, I think, 5 of the last 6 that he's raced in. So he has, which is very interesting. I think Austria was the only race that he actually didn't win because he finished P7. Well, that's off the top of my head anyway. But here we go again. Is Dobby going to be close enough to Beastas? Well, he should be using his ERS, but he is not. By she's of all 50% ERS, just drain the thing by. Here we go now, John on the move on Kieran Top. Kieran Top doesn't have anything to defend with. He's only got 8% ERS as well, and John up the inside. Beautiful move, and he's up into P7. It just all depends if Kieran Chop and John can get within 3 seconds of Matter, because Matter's got a 3-second time penalty, but I don't know if they're going to get it within that 3-second window, which is the only thing.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'll say something, but my eyes are fucked.
What's wrong with them?
Just very sore, but
it's weird.
It is. We have 7 laps to go, and it is 20 past 9. I didn't actually realise this would be as long as it is.
Well, Dan, it is a 100% race, like, and it is 1 minute lap times. Nearly.
Yes, it's only. Yes, it's only like an hour long.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. What time did you start at?
8 o'clock.
What time is it?
20 past.
How is it like this? So you have to take considerations into qualifying as well.
The qualifying's only 18 minutes.
Yeah, but still, Dan, and you're, still, right?
Should have went Silverstone, but
you. No.
Should have went Silverstone, but sure, hey. From 15 drivers, we have 9 still going, which is not bad, but it's not great. If we had Mexico, this would be probably
don't even talk. Don't even say it. Don't even say that word.
That's right. That's right. You had a Mexico race last night, didn't you?
That is disgusting.
It's not a bad track, man. You know, it's a good track.
Yeah, whatever then.
On a wheel anyway, it's a good track.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously then.
Joe, man, what are you clicking by?
I'm on a laptop then, sorry.
So, you know what it actually sounds like? It sounds like you're clicking the upshift of a wheel. Like the upshift pedal. I was about to say that Joe Corby just by a wheel.
No, Dan, there's no room. No room in my room.
Oh, here we go, Beastas.
Oh.
Dobby is. So it looks like now the guys are going to start to utilise their ERS advantage. Adam's just sitting there, like Adam's just stuck in no man's land.
He's waiting, Dad. Excuse me. He's just waiting for something to happen and he's just going to pounce. But Matt Hebo has passed out Kieran Trapp. Kieran Trapp going for the fast lap here.
The other fast lap? 59.6.
Right. Now you'll get it anyway, should.
The thing is though, I'm actually wondering, it's 15.5 seconds. I was going to say could Kieran Trapp actually close the gap to Matt, but to 6 seconds, I don't.
You could.
He needs to take about 3 seconds a lap better Matt, which I don't think is going to happen. But we have Dobby now. Dobby's coming. Beastas looks like he's going very, very defensive very early. Matt's out. What happened, Matt? He's lost out of the fast right-hander. Let's see now when we're right on board with Kieran Trapp. Matt's car should be on the left-hand side.
Right side. Oh.
There's it there. Yep. Out of the fast right-hander, Matt has clipped the curb and straight into Narnia is where he has went. And that's only a VSC. I'm surprised that's not an actual safety car.
Yeah, well, there's only 2.5 laps left. 3 laps.
No, but I suppose, yeah.
But the top 3 are close. Very close. I think we're going to... The DRS not enabled this now, is it?
No, I think it is enabled now, yes. I think so.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Calsper, you can just see Calsper trying to use every single bit of tactics to try and avoid this, but it's hard.
Stop. Oh.
Beastas goes very defensive very quickly. I don't know.
I just have to notice that he just slides to the right there. I don't think Dobby was going to go for the move anyways. Like, I think he's afraid. Tires don't look great now. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you can see Calsper's front right. It doesn't look fantastic now. Beastas' looks in a tiny bit better nick, I think. Actually, they're all looking at the same. Actually, Dobby's might look the best, to be fair. But to be fair, Dobby isn't it? Well, there you go, Kieran tops the fastest lap with a 59.2. Yeah, I'm just looking at them tires. Yeah, Calsper's don't look great. I think Adams looks the worst, though. Adams was in the longest. It's the front left that's taking the bother in it.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
But Dobby made a mistake in the last corner. Like, Dobby's got 40... Like, these guys have 40% ERS and they're not
just
using
use it. Like, don't be pussies, just use it. That's like Joe running lean on the straights in Brazil. Why would you even bring that up? You stupid boy.
Oh, that was a day. That was a day, Joe. You got absolutely slated by.
Yeah, I know, Dan, and I don't want to hear about it ever again. Right? Christ above.
But here we go. We have pretty much one more lap left, and I think this will be the lap where everybody will use all their ERS, which is pretty much going to cancel out everything. Calsper doesn't really need to use it actually, because Calsper's not. Look, you see, he's using it here. So's Beastas. Gonna have to go for it. Beastas pretty much. He's gonna. Oh! Jeez. But Beastas is off the track. Oh, he's trying to hang it around the outside again. And there's Dobby ready to pounce. Beastas is going again. Calsper. Oh,
where'd he go?
Where is Calsper going? Is right. Where is he going? Oh, Beastas, is he going to hang it around the outside? Oh, he is. Oh, it's close.
Contact!
He's still
there. Here.
Oh, Beastas has made the move. Is Calsper going to chuck it up the inside? You bet he's going to try it anyway. Beastas. Dobby's coming. Look at this. This is. If these two collide, Dobby is in a prime position to sneak this at the end. Oh, it's close.
What?
Off the track is Dobby gonna take it. Dobby's in behind. Oh, you can't see it. Beastas, is he gonna make it? Oh, Calsper takes it.
Jesus Christ.
Calsper took it. Jesus Christ. Oh, Calsper took it just at the end. Oh, I think Beastas just ran out of ERS, to be honest.
He went very wide there. Where was Calsper going?
Oh my god, that end.
You're on track. Looks like he's going to bin it here, folks. Weaving here. Drop down to first gear. What's he doing?
Imagine he spins it. He's just crashing it. Oh god. He didn't even finish.
He retired. How did he get straight for his day? He retired. So yeah. You have Calsper winning, followed by Beastas.
Look at that, 5,000th of a second Calsper won that. Jesus Christ. That was very close. Dobby does take P3 as Joe said. Adam fourth. Adam had a fantastic race as well. Modern P5, P6 for the keeper, P7 for Jono. Kieran Trapp finished P8 but didn't cross the line, so he will not be classified because either. And then Whisker, Scuba, AJ, which is Merck, Grainin and Chubbs and Kevin all DNF'd very early on. Well, Scuba DNF'd over halfway, but the other boys DNF'd pretty early on. So that is it.
Yeah.
There was 2 guys in the 59s, everybody else was in the 1 minutes.
True, Dan.
1.5 tenths covered the top 3 in the end. Mental.
Yep, so see you later, Dan.
Joe,
On YouTube.
that's pretty much it. As you said, that's going to be it from the 2 of us anyway. I think the next track, off the top of my head, I haven't looked at the calendar, I think it is China, so that's going to be pretty much a fun race. It will definitely be China next week because I'm not changing the track for the 2nd week in a row. So yeah, this time we will get a long track. We'll get a 50% race this time, and maybe some mixed conditions. We'll never know, but yeah, pretty much that's it. Joe, thank you for joining me very late on. Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
No problem, Dan. See you later, Dan.
See you later. That's going to be it from me and Joe, so we'll chat to you all next week. Thank you very much.